All right, so let's take a look at the other fundamental piece of interactivity in SeekBeak, which is the Polygon Hotspot. If someone clicks on this pathway here, I want to show them a bit more information about the pathway. There's a couple things I have in mind, but let's first take a look at what the Polygon Hotspot is. So I'm going to go add. I'm going to add Polygon Hotspot. So I've got my crosshairs here, and what you can do is you can click to define a point, and then click to define another point. And it looks like nothing happened because what you need to do is add finally a third point, and it's going to start generating a shape for you, right? So what I can do is I can go up here and I can keep clicking, and it's going to generate this shape for me. Okay, so we can kind of have it like this. And then of course you can adjust the points after as well, right? You're not just kind of stuck with whatever you've done. Likewise, you can also shuffle the entire thing over a little bit if you've just kind of made a very intricate shape and it's just a smidge off. That's a very easy thing to do. And I'm going to click accept, and you get the familiar panel that slides open, which has almost identical details to the point hotspot that we worked with previously. So there is a name in here, but you'll notice that there's no text that shows up in there. And so that name is used for reporting purposes. So later on, when you're pulling reports, you can see, hey, 5,000 people clicked the pathway hotspot, for example. So we can call this, well, let's just do that. Pathway hotspot. Hotspot type right now is just the plain text hotspots. Whilst I was not recording, I found out that there's actually a PDF that the city has that talks more about the walkways. So what I want to do is perhaps link to that PDF, which I could do using the URL hotspot. However, what's going to happen is when they click that, it's going to open up another tab. It's going to download a PDF. They're going to have to go in their downloads folder, and it's a pain. So we want to keep things as easy as possible for people, right? So I'm going to go to the embed hotspot, and you have the ability to use our built-in PDF reader or Excel reader or Word file reader or multiple other readers in here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this PDF link, which I've got open in this other monitor here, and I can paste it in there. And so that a .pdf. And you can see here, it lists the available embed types, as well as, you can have your iframes. It talks a little bit about security. So if something, if you're wondering if a file type is supported, that link is always there for you. And right now, I want this pretty big. So by default, we have a default set size, which looks good on almost every device. However, you might want to extend that or change that. You can do that with these embed options. So PDFs are usually letter sizes, right? So I want it to kind of be, let's say like 95% of the maximum height. Okay. And then the width, we'll just leave it default. So now if I go over here and I click save, and I click on this pathway, we get a viewer that pops up. Oh, look at that with this beautiful PDF viewer. Of course, you can also have it as a pop out, which will open up in a different window. But for now, they haven't left the 360, right? Great. So what you may have noticed is that this looks terrible when you click on it, okay? We want it to blend it a bit more. So let's do that. So let's go into the edit. And you have very similar options to the point hotspot as far as colors and whatnot. So we can change the background color to be maybe nothing. And then when someone hovers over it, maybe we'll just kind of have it highlight a little bit. Right? Just so they could tell, yes, there's a little, something might happen here. And you'll also notice if I close out of here and save this, that the cursor changes to a hand to let them know that, yes, something is there to interact with. And again, if you click it, you get your PDF that pops up. Okay? So great usage of the embed hotspot there. Now, let's go over here because there's this kind of plaque area here, which I thought might be interesting, where if they click on the plaque area, maybe we could point them to the Wikipedia page, for example, which I have over here in this other monitor. So let's do another Polygon hotspot. I'm going to go add Polygon hotspot, and I'm just going to trace, yeah, let's trace just this. Should I do the whole thing? I mean, why not? Easier to click on, right? So we'll trace that. Yes, there we go. And I'll accept that. And again, I'm going to change the colors to be not there. And then the hover cover, maybe, I don't know, maybe we make it a little bit Why not? Who doesn't like pink? All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then we'll call this plaque hotspot for reporting later. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take the Wikipedia page here, which talks about the Peace Bridge, which is what this is known as. And I'm going to change this to an external URL. And I will paste Wikipedia in there. I'm going to say, okay, yeah, when someone clicks this plaque, I want to open up a new tab and send them to the Wikipedia page so they can find out some more about it. Okay, so I click that, click this, poof, there we go. Perfect, right? Now we're at the Wikipedia page. But now they're like, oh, well, this is great. Maybe I'll click here. And before you know it, now they've left your content, right? Not ideal. The URL hotspot is fantastic for, redirecting to perhaps a product page or a shopping cart page or something like that. But there's other occasions where you may want to keep the user within your content in SeekBeak so they don't get distracted and move on to something else, right? You want to kind of keep them locked in here. So you can also, I'm going to take this URL again. I'm going to change the hotspot type to an embed hotspot, because what we can do is we can embed Wikipedia on there. And I'll just leave these options the same. And I will save that. And so now when they click it, great. Pops open the same page that they were looking at before on the other tab. However, they're still within our content. So now they can close that and continue interacting with whatever is on here. So that's the fundamentals of the Polygon hotspot, defining your area and then what you want to happen when someone clicks on that area.